Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are doing the Booktube Real Talk Tag. I'm gonna link the original video down below as per usual, but I believe that it was created by Books with Alyssa J, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. This is a quick little, potentially controversial, but I highly doubt it. I don't remember what the questions are. Just a little tag about the real behind the scenes of Booktube and how I feel about the videos and all of that kind of stuff. So, question number one is, what is something that nobody told you about Booktube before you started your channel? I knew that it was going to be a lot of work. I guess I didn't realize quite how much work it was going to be. Not just like, and I know that everybody thinks like, oh yeah, you gotta film, you gotta edit, you gotta post, but like that's a lot of it. But like the mental energy sometimes that it takes me to work up the motivation to set up, I mean, it's really not that elaborate. I literally just have a couple of ring lights and a tripod. But like, set up and film and come up with video ideas and post consistently. It's a lot of mental energy, and sometimes I just don't have it, which is why you'll sometimes see me not post very consistently. I try to get 2 videos up a week. I don't necessarily always succeed. I did just recently take 3 weeks off. It's a matter of balance, and I think that I'm getting better at it. I think that I am getting better at forgiving myself if I don't post a video every single week, or if I just feel like I need a break and I'm getting overwhelmed and things like that. It's a lot of mental energy, and honestly, I am not a person that can come in front of a camera that I'm going to post stuff on the internet for everybody to see and not put makeup on. That's just not a thing that I personally am comfortable with. You guys do you, whatever, not saying that that's wrong if you don't feel that way. But the concept of trying to come in and film like full videos constantly and having to put makeup on sometimes is just exhausting. Throwing my contacts in, exhausting. Sometimes it's just more than I want to deal with, and that's why sometimes I just don't. There are a lot of times where I just find myself not caring and I'll do it anyway, or if I had a video that I really wanted to get up but I don't have the energy for the rest of it, I'll just say screw it and whatever. But it is what it is. Question number 2 is, what is your opinion on typical Booktube videos? So this is asking about like wrap-ups and end of the year videos and TBRs and hauls and all of that stuff. I personally love the Booktube staples. They are a large part of what interested me to get into Booktube in the first place. I don't probably watch them as much now that I'm on Booktube. If I do, I tend to stick to wrap-ups. I don't necessarily watch a lot of TBR videos as much anymore. I don't watch a lot of hauls as much as I used to, but when it comes to wrap-ups and seeing what people thought of the books that they've already read, I still love it. I still love filming them. I still love filming hauls. I just, you know, my bank account doesn't love it when I film hauls, so we gotta tone that down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I have no problem with the typical Booktube videos. I think that there are probably some people out there that think that they're unoriginal and they're just like filler content for some people. I disagree. I think that they are Booktube staples for a reason. I think that there is a reason why they are some of the most watched videos on Booktube at all. And while I personally have tried and failed and therefore no longer make TBR videos, if you like doing them and if they work for you, more power to you. I just don't tend to stick to TBRs very well, so that's where I fall on that. End of the year videos, I love all of them. Like any of the Booktube staples, I don't know, I don't have a problem with them. Question number 3 is, what is an assumption that you had about Booktube before you joined, and were you proven correct or no? Okay, I think that one assumption would be that I don't know, I didn't think that it was easy, but like, I was under the impression that because I was already reading a lot, that coming onto Booktube and talking about the books that I read would be simple in terms of that aspect of it. It's not. Coming into any part of the bookternet, whether it's book Twitter or bookstagram or book talk or whatever, you kind of get, when you become an influencer, I guess we can be called that on here, such as it is it puts a lot of pressure on you to read more. It puts a lot of pressure on you to read the things that other people are reading. It's not as simple for a lot of people, and some people have obviously just gone their own way and they don't care, and I'm trying to get better about doing that, about not putting added pressure onto myself just to create content. But it's not so simple as just all the time just reading whatever you want to read and talking about it on the internet. There's a lot more that goes into it. Like I said before, like planning videos and thinking about what you're gonna read and trying to do reviews and stuff like that. I was definitely, I don't know whether it was like an assumption that I could say was proven incorrect, I guess. In terms of my biggest assumption, I'd say that would probably be the one that I came into it with. My other assumption going into Booktube was that if you were going to have a successful channel, you had to have, you know, a lot of equipment and a lot of money and all of this other stuff. But as I've gone through Booktube more, I'm learning that a lot of the more successful booktubers out there, sometimes they're still just filming on their phone, or, you know, they're borrowing a lot of books from their library or things like that. And it's not, if you want to be successful in the Booktube world, you don't have to throw wads of cash at it. It's actually perfectly possible for you to do so with your phone camera and a bunch of library books. I mean, if you want to be on Booktube, you will find a way to be on Booktube, and if you enjoy it, I think that your channel will be successful. Question number 4 is, what is something that you've done that has actually helped you grow your audience? My audience is still relatively small, so take this with a grain of salt, but the thing that grew my channel the most was, honestly, and this is not an option for everybody clearly, but I was fortunate enough to be able to build my own bookshelves that are behind me now. And my bookshelf reorganization, in which I built these and then put my books up on them, is one of my best performing videos to this day, over a year later. And my second best performing video is my bookshelf tour, which I think is probably in large part due to the fact that I'm very proud of my bookshelves, and I like how they look in photos, and my cover photo for that specific, like my thumbnail photo for that specific reorganization video, was an overview of my entire shelves. I think that that might have drawn people in to watching that more than they would have otherwise, so those two videos grew my channel exponentially for the several months that I was putting them up, and I was pretty proud of that. I don't think it's a thing that I'm going to repeat anytime soon, because reorganizing bookshelves just takes so much time and effort, and I just don't know that I want to do that anytime soon. Maybe I'll do another bookshelf tour in 2022, because I think my last one went up maybe January of this year. So maybe we'll do another bookshelf tour soon, and maybe that'll help my channel a little bit more. But other than that, yeah, that's the biggest thing that has grown my channel since I've started. Question number 5 is, what is a common mistake that you see new booktubers make, or that you made yourself? This goes back to what I was talking about before. So the biggest mistake, obviously my channel is not perfect, but I think that one thing that I've learned, lighting is super important. I knew that going in when I was watching people do how to booktube videos. I knew that going in. It's not necessarily something you can control. If all you have is a window, then definitely utilize that window and try and film during the day if you can, because lighting is important. Honesty is important. Being yourself in front of the camera is important. I think that I also fell into this hole in the beginning where I was trying to be what I saw other people in their booktube videos be, and I've gotten a little bit more away from that. I am more comfortable in front of the camera. I am not over editing my videos anymore. I used to try and edit out every single and it would like make my face jerk all over the screen, and if you were actually watching, you would feel a little bit like you were having a stroke. So I think those are the biggest kind of things that I've learned in the year and a half. Gosh, the year and a half that I've been on Booktube. Little investments here and there can go a long way. Ring lights are not super expensive, and they make a big difference in terms of your lighting. Umbrella lights, if you wear glasses, umbrella lights are actually even better if you cannot have natural window lighting. Any kind of artificial lighting, like those two, are very, very helpful. Sound quality, I think, is important, but not necessarily as important as some people make it out to be. Yes, having a mic is nice, and yes, trying to make sure your sound quality is great is nice, but as long as you don't have like static constantly going on in the background, your sound quality is in my opinion, I am not a professional, obviously, but your sound quality is going to be fine. But that was the other thing, that, like what I was talking about earlier, you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment to start your booktube channel, and that was not a mistake I made necessarily, but it was a thing that held me off from starting early on, because I had a camera and it wasn't the best camera. I really needed something that I could see myself in, and because I couldn't, I was just kind of staring at a camera that I had no idea if it was in focus or not, but I could have just used my phone. That was not a thing that had occurred to me at the time. You don't need a lot of fancy equipment in order to start your booktube channel, and I think that's the biggest thing that people make the mistake of thinking is, like I said, just a phone and a window and books to talk about, and you're good. Question number 6 is, what are your thoughts on working with publishers and sponsorships? I don't have a problem with it. Make that money if you're being offered one. Obviously I am not at that level. I don't know that I will ever be at that level. I just, you know, I'm a small booktuber. I'm okay with that. I don't have problems when the bigger booktubers do get publishers that work with them and send them stuff, and sponsorships that send them stuff or have them talk about things in videos. The only thing that tends to kind of bother me in videos is, and I don't, like I said, I don't have any sponsorships, so I couldn't tell you what the contracts are like. But personally, the things that bother me the most in those sponsored videos is when they spend the first like 5 to 10 minutes, thanks Ember, when they spend the first 5 to 10 minutes of a video just talking about that sponsorship and not the thing that I came to that video for. It does get kind of annoying, especially like, I love Book of the Month, y'all know I have Book of the Month, and I love the books that I get through them. But when it's the same 5 books that everybody talks about at the exact same time of the month, and you cannot click on a new video without hearing about the same 5 books that Book of the Month sent all of these booktubers, it's a lot. So it would just be nice if, I don't know if the contract allows, but if the contract does allow, it would be nice to move that to the end. Skillshare is another one. Everybody starts off the videos with Skillshare. It would just be nice to move the sponsored part of the video to the end so that you can see the content that you went there for first, and then if you want to stick around for the sponsor part, which, I don't know, not a lot of us do, but you know, whatever. It would be nice if we had the option to watch the content that we came there for first, instead of having to listen to it at the beginning and, if we're being perfectly honest, most likely just skipping the first 5 minutes of the video. That's just my personal opinion though. Publishers sending people stuff, I don't really have a problem with it. They're doing the exact same thing that NetGalley's doing. Everybody's trying to get their word out there for the next big book, and if you're offered one, that's awesome for you. Proud of you. Take that chance. Question number 7 is, do you think that booktube is dying? No. I see plenty of people coming onto Twitter and joining booktube every single day. I see plenty of people that were on Bookstagram or Book Twitter specifically, and they decide to join booktube. Is it possible that a lot of people are ditching booktube and going to BookTok? Possibly. I don't know. I'm not as active on BookTok. I have a TikTok account, but I don't really watch as many BookTok videos as I do booktube videos, so I don't think that booktube is dying. I think that it is still growing, in addition to the fact that BookTok is still constantly growing also. Question number 8 is not a question. It is a statement, and it says to tag your friends. I don't really have anybody that I feel the need to tag in this. If you watched this video and you really want to do it and whatever, go ahead. I tag you if you are watching this and you have the desire to do so. But that is it for my Booktube Real Talk tag. I did kind of get real about the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. If you guys have any more questions about Booktube, I can answer as much as I can. Just leave them in the comments down below, I guess. But other than that, that is it for this tag. So I guess I'm gonna end this here. Anything that I talked about that I think needs to go in the description box will go in the description box down below, as well as my affiliate links for Book of the Month and Unplugged Book Box, which has 5% off with my discount code down below. You'll also find my Goodreads, my Twitter, and my Instagram in case you guys wanted to follow me on any of those. But other than that, don't forget to hit that like button if you liked this video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!